Hi, we're doing like the easiest thing ever. We're doing Alfredo, Cajun chicken, Alfredo. On my stovetop, I've just got a big pot of water that's boiling. I've got a saucepan here and another pan here that's going to be for the chicken. Um, Reserves, I've got one ginormous tomato that I've cut all the seed and stuff part out of, and I've just left little chunks with the pretty red part. And then I've got half of a large white onion and about 6, 7 cloves of garlic that I minced up in my little food processor. And I've got 6 or 7 chicken tenders that I've cut into decent size, slices, chunks, whatever you want to do. Let's go ahead and get this all started because this is a really fast meal. I love Alfredo. I love Cajun. The combination is just great. So in here, you could use any kind of noodle you like. I'm using what I have on hand, which is rigatoni. So in my pot here, I've got olive oil and salt. Go ahead and throw that whole thing in. And because it's rigatoni, like I do with the when it's rotini, when it's in a kind of big noodle that's not, a spaghetti or something else, that's like long and thin, like a linguine or a anyway, it's not going to stick, so I'm good to go there. Let's get started on the sauce now, too. I'm going to turn this front burner on. All I've got in it is a pat of butter right now. And I've got whisk. Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. Now, Alfredo sauce is one of the very, very first things I learned how to cook because I love Alfredo sauce, and there was only one restaurant I could ever go to that it was good enough, that it was flavorful enough and creamy enough. A lot of people say use flour. That's how they want to make it, but actually the flour is not a good thing when you're making Alfredo sauce. Okay, so the butter is just melting, and I'm just going to toss all of this, the onion and the garlic, into this butter. That onion's real finely minced in my food processor. Because what we basically want to happen here, to cook it all down so that once we get the cream in there and the Parmesan cheese, you can't tell that there was ever onion or garlic in it, and it's just going to be a nice creamy stuff. So far, so good. I'm just going to add black pepper. And I don't put a lot of seasoning in here. I would do Old Bay, but I don't have any Old Bay. I would also do some Cajun seasoning in here, but since I'm doing Cajun chicken, I'm going to leave that out too. So I'm just doing a buttload of black pepper. And then we're just going to do some seasoning salts in there, and just a touch of nutmeg. We've got the seasoning salt. I didn't want to use regular salt. I just did a decent sized palmful. And if I can find a nutmeg. Pumpkin spice, cloves. It looks like we're going to have to go without nutmeg. Because my genius butt can't find it. Note to self. Find things before cooking. Okay. I can't find the nutmeg. I would normally put a little pinch of that in there. This already smells great though, with just the onions and the garlic. Come on and take a look. Pretty simple. That red is just because I used a seasoning salt that is red in color. But see how this all cooks down? Kind of just looks like a mush. I'm going to go ahead and add the cream to it now. I would normally also use heavy whipping cream, which I don't have, so half and half is going to have to do. Half and half is going to have to do. Don't squirt me! Alright. I'm going to use this whole thing. So that's, what size is that? 1 pint. Oh, it tells me on the thing. And then half a thing of Parmesan cheese is going to go to start. The Parmesan is what thickens it, not the flour. You put flour in Alfredo, it's just going to get grainy. So just leave this on, kind of whisk it in. This Parmesan's going to melt down. The strangest thing happens with Alfredo, you can smell it. If I smell it right now, it's like, ew, that's weird. It smells like Parmesan and like milk. But then as it cooks down and as it starts to thicken together, suddenly out of nowhere it smells like Alfredo. I'll never understand it. I don't get it. Let's get the chicken going now. See? Lovely chicken. I'm just going to toss, I've done a preset thing, a reserve, of a real healthy palmful of Cajun seasoning. I also threw in just a little bit of red pepper, not the dried up crushed red pepper, but red pepper ground. I did a little bit of black pepper and a tiny bit of smoked paprika. But I'm going to throw this whole thing in there because this is where most of the flavor for our meal is coming from. I'm going to douse the chicken in that. And I'm going to pour some olive oil in here and then watch. Let me get this pan on real quick too over here. On. Good to go. Okay. Look at this. Doused. Doused. Mix it around. Make sure every piece gets coated with this. And we're real good. You could definitely throw in some broccoli, any kind of green, any kind of other veggie, or if you liked peas, whatever you like, into the pasta. I just like the Cajun-y chicken with some nice, sweet, and juicy tomatoes, and then the lovely, heavy, thick, gross, creamy Alfredo sauce. Okay, this chicken's going in this. Already, look how quickly that is. I'm just going to give these a stir, check on them, they're golden. I'm going to whisk this up a little bit. It's already getting super thick too. So let me see if it smells like Alfredo now. Almost. That chicken is dork. Alright, let's give you a little tour here of how everything's going. Let me just give this chicken a little stir. Make sure it gets, all of it gets on the pan. You could definitely broil this if you wanted to. Wouldn't take very long. Super duper simple. Alright, so we've got the Alfredo bubbling away. The old thing of Alfredo, yeah? We've got that chicken, look how dark it is with all that seasoning. Yum! And then, well, I don't know why, I don't need to show you the noodles. Okay, I've got a bowl that everything is going to go in. Let me just grab a strainer out for my noodles, because we're definitely going to need that, right? Please excuse my half nudity in front of you. Oh, that Cajun seasoning, I just got a huge whiff of it. It smells awesome. Alright. This, I believe, may be the quickest meal I've made for y'all, and it is a full dinner. I'm going to put the rest of this Parmesan in here and whisk it around. That was my Eartha Kitt impression. Would you like whisk it around? Did you see my whisk? Oh, cool. I just threw it in with all the dirty stuff. Hey, you don't need a whisk anymore. Why would you need a whisk? You're not making a sauce. Alright, let this melt down. Thicken up. I might even add some more Parmesan. I don't know yet. The smokiness of that Cajun seasoning on the chicken smells so awesome. Let's give it a toss around. Awesome, awesome. It's going to be so gorgeous. And it's very, very heavily seasoned. But like I said, you've got rich, thick cream, butter. You've got the dairy that's going to cut any of the spice from the Cajun and the salt from the Cajun. What? And then you've got the tomatoes, which, you know, are going to give it its own little... Listen, it's all going to go together nicely, okay? Don't ask me for words that make sense. Just look at me. My colors make sense. See blue and yellow? Okay. You gotta make sure you keep stirring the sauce. There we go. Smells like Alfredo. All of it. All of it. Okay. Get these noodles checked. One bad boy ought to do it. There's a bunch of different ways. It's not done yet, I can already tell. A bunch of different ways you can test it. If it's a long noodle, I throw it on the wall, and if it sticks, it's done. About 2 more minutes. And if it's a little noodle like that time, I just eat part of it. Cool. This is coming together nicely, huh? I love Cajun stuff. Okay, so we got a whole thing of half and half now. Jim's gonna be happy. Alright. Yeah, I was gonna do some more parm, but you know what? I think this one's going. This one's just fine. Real thick. I'm gonna turn this one down. Just kind of let it simmer. Alright. Gosh, that smells good. Come see how this is coming together. Yeah. See that sauce? I'll stir it a bit and let you see its thickness. Can you? You see like the little chutney at the bottom? That's just the onions and the garlic. They're gonna kind of melt down as this cooks up. See, I didn't put a lot of seasoning in there, but you can see it. The chicken over here, look at that. Arrgh, lots of flavor going on there. And we'll just find a big fat one. This one's kind of fat. We'll cut them and see what's going on inside. Done, done, done. Do one more. This bad boy. Done. Turn that off. Let's get that off of the heat right away so it doesn't cook anymore, because we don't want the chicken to be tough. So I'm going to put this right into our mixing bowl here. Oh, come down. Watch me. Put that right into the mixing bowl. You don't want to add the tomatoes until last. There's our chicon. I'm going to give this a whisk. Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay. Let me take out one of these noodles. Should be done now. Grulich. It's hot. It's really hot. Perfect. Turn that off. Let's get our noodle strained. Okay. No stragglers, no stragglers. Turn the sauce off. You know, I think we're gonna need the bigger mixing bowl. Alright, I'm just gonna transfer the chicken. Big old thing of rotini noodles, or rigatoni. Rigatoni! Okay, let's get the sauce going on in here. Give it a whisk-a-daily. That sounds real pretty, doesn't it? Little chunks. Okay. Simple as that. Let's get these tomatoes. Just mix it all together. That is one tasty, tasty dish. And let's see, this guy only had the tomatoes in it, so I'll take my little taste test out of there. And then we'll see how lovely it all was, right? Alright, it's mixing, it's mixing. It's really hot. You gotta mix it around just a little bit more, but I'm gonna take just a sample here. You can take a taste and send you on your way. Come to me, come to me. Yum. Gotta get a piece of chicken, a tomato. Dude, make this for a date. So good, they'll be so happy. You'll both have garlic breath. Who's gonna care? Anyway, this has been Bailey's Choice. I've made my choices. You go out and make yours. Please try to make smart ones and tasty ones too. And call me if you get lost.